Have you ever felt anxious or the feeling of anxiousness? Well, I'm Teresa Lysam, and we're going to release that emotion today through the use of essential oils. And the essential oil we're going to be using today is a blend called Serenity. So I'm Teresa Lysam. Stick around. Let's do this together. So smell is the fastest way to affect our mood and our memories. Essential oils have a direct route right through our olfactory system to our limbic center of the brain, where our emotions and our memories are stored. That causes a chemical reaction that can occur within 60 to 90 seconds that have a cascading effect throughout our entire system. Those essential oils can interrupt old emotional response patterns and then prompt the creation of new neural pathways to help retrain our brain to respond in healthier ways. How awesome is that? So we all hold these unresolved feelings of hurt and pain that want to be brought to the surface, want to be brought to the light, acknowledged, transformed, and healed. And essential oils can help us through that entire process. So I am Teresa Lysam. I appreciate and applaud you for being here. I want you to know this is a safe place. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a fixer. I'm merely a guide and a partner along your journey to reclaiming your wholeness and your emotional freedom. Please hold space yourself. I will be holding it with loving kindness and compassion, but you hold your space at your end as well for your own process and fill that space with love and compassion as well. You're on a journey to reclaim that wholeness and emotional freedom. So please do it with compassion. Whatever comes up is just between me and you. I won't tell anybody. You're here to release the unwanted emotion of anxiousness so you can access answers and solutions that are already within you. And it is an honor to work with you today and help you through this process. So we're going to be working with the emotion of anxiousness. And we're going to be using the oil of Serenity. It's a blend from doTERRA. If you don't have this blend, you can substitute it with lavender, cedarwood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, or sandalwood. And if you don't have any of those, not to worry. Grab any essential oil that you have handy, and it will substitute and stand in for our Serenity blend. If you absolutely have no essential oils whatsoever, that's okay too. I invite you to use your imagination, call in the energy and the frequency of that Serenity blend, and invite it to do the work energetically through your imagination. So let's go ahead and check this out, how this works. So I'm going to read to you a little bit about the Serenity blend. I'm going to invite you to jot down anything that resonates with you or stands out to you on paper or a device. And for your own record, so you can come back to this and process more. I will be going slowly. I will be pausing so that you can gather some thoughts. But I encourage you to come back to your notes and your thoughts and do some more processing around it. Okay? And you can always do some journaling as well. So let's go ahead and read a little bit about Serenity, the oil of tranquility. It has a powerful effect on the mind and the heart. It is uniquely calming. It invites us to let go of feelings of stress, anxiousness, and being overwhelmed. Serenity can support those who struggle with an overactive mind and the inability to unwind. From feelings of responsibility to feelings of worry, Serenity assists us in quieting the mind, releasing agitation, and inviting peace and calm. This blend powerfully addresses the underlying states that are often the cause of restlessness, stress, and imbalance. There's a little bit more. I didn't know whether to read it or not. That's why I hesitated. So Serenity encourages us to first reconnect with ourselves and discover the peace that lies within, and then reconnect with the humanity and others. And just it's reminding us gently that others are often caught in their own cycles of imbalance and anxious states and that monkey mind. And it encourages us to have compassion for those other people and acceptance of them who are going through their own issues at any point in time. So Serenity brings a piece of tranquility that allows space for personal reflection, peace, and healing. A powerful blend. I say that about everyone, don't I? About every oil and every blend, because I truly think that they are. So Serenity, it could be in a roller, it could be in a 15 ml bottle. I just happen to have a small one here. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I invite you to jot down thoughts that come to you that you can again process or journal around later, okay? Any insights that come to you. What do I fear? What do I need to control? And why? So let me repeat those. What do I fear? What do I feel I need to control? And why? Powerful questions for all of us. So again, I invite you to come back to those questions and think more around them. Right now, I am going to invite you to close your eyes. Keep your oil handy or your imagination handy. And go ahead and close your eyes. And I'm going to ask you to notice where the emotion of anxiousness is in your body. So scan your body. Notice if you are feeling it any place. And if you're not noticing anything, that's okay too. But just notice if you can feel it somewhere in your body. And notice if it has a weight to it. You know, is it heavy? Is it light? Is it even solid? Is it blobby? Is it fuzzy or wispy? Does it have a texture to it? Does it have a color? It might even have a sound. Or it might not. Just notice what you notice. And then I invite you to see yourself expending the energy it takes to maintain and hold on to this emotion of anxiousness, anxiety, being anxious. Because it does take energy for us to hold on to these emotions. Are you ready to let it go? Are you ready to free up some of that energy? Woohoo, let's do it. So I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. Have your oil handy again. We're going to be using it to help with the release process. And repeat after me in your head or out loud. It's up to you. I'm going to do it slowly and I'm going to repeat it twice so you can really grasp onto it. I choose to release this anxiousness with all of its negative attachments and hold on me. I choose to release this anxiousness with all of its negative attachments and hold on me. I now hand it over to the divine for transformation and healing. I now hand it over to the divine for transformation and healing. And then see yourself releasing this anxiety, this anxiousness. Visualize it floating out of you higher and higher, taking all of its attachments with it. Maybe it's floating attached to a balloon. Maybe it's floating in with some bubbles. Maybe it's floating on some mist. But it's taking all of its attachments with it, and feel yourself becoming lighter and more free as it leaves your mind, your body, and your spirit. Feel yourself becoming lighter and more free as it leaves your mind, your body, and your spirit. And see it completely taken away and dissolved by the divine. See it completely taken away and dissolved by the divine. And with that, I'm going to invite you to take your serenity. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths out of the bottle or put a drop in your hands. Rub your hands together. Take some deep breaths in. Cleansing breath, meaning from your belly, deeply. I like to hold my inhale at the top and then exhale deeply. Really push all that air out. Do that 3 times. Again, if you didn't have the oil, I hope you use your imagination. Now notice how you feel. And if you want to jot it down, capture it with a few words, feel free to capture it with a few words. And are you ready for a new experience now? Woot woot. And if you're not, are you ready just to let go a little teeny bit of it? Maybe it's a process. Maybe it's an unlayering of your onion. And you can only handle a little bit right now, 1 layer. But let's create a new experience now. I'm going to give you some affirmations or some declarations, whichever word you want to refer to them as. And then I'm going to give you a visualization afterward. Keep your serenity or your oil handy. And I'm going to go slow and I'll repeat myself again. So repeat in your head or out loud. I now adopt the belief that all things work together for my good. I now adopt the belief that all things work together for my good. And I'm going to give you a visualization. You're welcome to grab your oil now and breathe it in as you listen to this visualization. Imagine peace flowing down all over your body. Feel your breath regulate, fall into a pattern, and sink to this rhythmic flow. Imagine peace flowing down over your body. Feel your breath regulate and sink to this rhythmic flow. Breathing in that oil, anchoring this new way of thinking. This new way of being. And when you're ready, you're welcome to open your eyes. How are you feeling? Again, make a note of it on your paper, capture your thoughts. I'm going to ask you a few questions and give you some things to do after this. So don't go away yet. Can you offer yourself compassion, self-forgiveness, and understanding for what you just learned through this process? Can you offer yourself compassion, self-forgiveness, and understanding for what you just learned through this process, through this experience we've had together? And we do need to take care of ourselves after this process. We've shifted, we've moved some energy. We need to integrate and assimilate what just happened. So I'm going to offer you some ideas of self-care and self-nurturing. So there's 2 or 3 that I absolutely want you to do. And then the other ones, if you choose to do more, you're welcome to, but jot these down, please, because healing is going to continue. So this is just a starting point. Healing will continue, and I want you to take care of yourself as that process unfolds. So I really want you to hydrate between now and the end of the day. So extra hydration, maybe extra into tomorrow. I really want you to move. So whatever form of movement you want, move, stretch, do some yoga, some qigong, go for a walk, dance to your favorite music. So some kind of movement is very, very important. And the rest is up to you. The rest is optional. So you can meditate, pray, maybe take a walk out in nature. Really, if you can get out in nature, that's perfect. If you can't, maybe go sit by a window and enjoy nature. Take a bath with your Serenity, or diffuse it in your space or during the bath, or put a few drops in some Epsom salts and put it in your bath water and enjoy. You can take a nap, but please choose some of those things to do for yourself. As I already said, transformation and breakthrough will continue from this point forward. You may get added insights, some other emotions might surface that you might experience, and it could happen in the next couple hours. It could happen in the next couple days. It could happen in a week. Everybody's different. Everybody's time frame is different. You might get nothing. All of that is normal and expected. I'd like you to decide on an action step beyond your self-care piece. So what can you do to move yourself forward with this new way of thinking and this new way of being? A couple of options, and you can use one of my options, or you could make up your own. Only whatever suits you and your particular situation. You can reach out for support with somebody who will be understanding and you can trust. Maybe you need to establish some new boundaries or reestablish some old boundaries. Maybe there's some forgiveness that needs to happen. even if that just means writing a letter and just crunching it up and burning it. Maybe you need to do some journaling and write out a new story. Whatever you need to do to process and move yourself into this more positive direction. And things will get in the way. Life will happen. You'll get distracted. Something's going to get in your way. I want you to be proactive and decide when that happens, what are you going to do? How are you going to respond? Are you going to make a date with yourself? Are you going to put it in your calendar? Are you going to set an alarm on your phone? Are you going to write a note to remind yourself, this is what I committed to do for myself? And do it. I'm going to ask you, what has been the most powerful learning for you in this process? What has been the most powerful learning for you in this process? Jot it down, capture your thoughts, come back to it. I am going to invite you to put one or both hands on your heart and silently thank yourself for showing up to do this work. I applaud you for doing this work. Not everybody is ready for this or willing to do this. So celebrate yourself for going through this process. And know that healing is a journey. You can come back to this recording anytime you need to. You can use your Serenity oil anytime. Listen to the affirmations, jot them down, redo the visualization while you're smelling that Serenity. So you can do this for yourself as needed, and know that you are divinely supported, and trust the power within you to transform and heal. So thank you so much for sharing this space with me. And thank you for opening up to yourself and doing this work. It's always an honor and a privilege to walk you through this process. Thank you so much. I'm Teresa Lysam. I have other emotional release recordings using different emotions. Feel free to look through them. Some may resonate, some may not. I am an essential emotions certified coach. If you want a more personalized session, you certainly can connect with me. Look for me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, of course. Subscribe, leave a comment. You know the things. It's a privilege and an honor. Thank you so much. And I look forward to when we meet again. Bye-bye.